It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured it out.
Anytime we have to click buttons, we're always concerned, especially on the caster side. Like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna press the like remove from party like ban, and he's never gonna be able to join. Something like that would have happened. But as you said, it's probably gonna be the same agents. So again, we can check them out, I guess, in real time, 75 seconds. Hopefully, not all going to be used up. Because, yeah, I mean, there would be a chance to change, but I just don't think we're talking about that level of mind games at this point.
Right. Yeah, and they didn't know that it was going to, so you can't be like, oh, I'm going to feign this and then be able to, and, in all actuality, Valorant is, what I love about Valorant is, yes, agents can help push the momentum and push the board one way or another, and there are some that thrive on specific maps, but in the end, it all comes down to, can you put the crosshair on the head and click the button? That is realistically, and all agents are the same for that. So, yeah, I don't expect any changes with these agents, even if they did see what was going on, and just more of, hey, these are comfort picks, and again, it's a best of one. I'm going to play what I know best.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. Best of one. Again, not necessarily being the most possible to study your opponents. I think just choosing what you're comfortable with, especially for some of these players, which I don't want to be harsh or anything, but they're not diamond, maybe they're silver or gold or something like that,
Right.
and then kind of feeling that extra pressure. You want to play with what you're comfortable with for sure. The thing that you're just gonna get that crosshair on the head, as you were talking about. To the best of your ability. But then again, all the teamwork that I was talking about as we once again have that finalized roster, which is actually opening up opportunities. It is the game at a professional level is opening up those opportunities, actually doing some scouting and actually getting someone the best possible situation to click on ahead. So that's going to be really tested here as we finally, I believe, I haven't heard anyone drop, like no one's panicking in my ears right
Knocking
now.
on wood.
Yeah, I think we're actually getting into this.
Yeah, it does appear so. It looks like we are all set. We're all good. And, I'm going to be curious to see how aggressive, like you said, we're going back to that volatility of the first couple of rounds. Just because it says the word defenders, or defending, I guess, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to play defense. And one way you can really catch your opposition off guard is if you do a real strong either 2 or 3 person push on the defensive side and try to either wrap around and get that flank or just meet head on, where the attack is like, yep, we need to get our positions, we need to get our corners, we know where those quote unquote meta spots are that people are going to be sitting on the defensive side, and if you catch them off guard in the first couple of rounds, you can really get that momentum going.
It's kind of the fascinating thing again is that about the game is that it can quickly turn. It can quickly turn into more of the offense versus offense. It can actually get quite crazy quite quickly. And we're going to see finally kind of the tone set for this first semifinals, a best of one. Let's actually get into it.
Yeah, and looks like we already got some Cypher getting things set up. Looks like we have a strong 5-man push getting set up over on A side. And we talked about the defense having a strong push. How about the offense? All 5 players sitting over here. And, if you're just going to go and say, listen, we're rushing A, we got our ghosts, just go, and catch 2, maybe 3 people. Even the trades is going to get a quick spike plant and make everything difficult for the retake.
Indeed. Well, the action has finally begun. We're definitely looking at A here. Actually managing to bust on in rather quickly, and we'll get to that spike plant ASAP while the rest of the team does rotate over here. There we go, and get involved as well for the retake. They are playing it quite boldly, moving on in, actually. A little bit awkward through that smoke. Ferris is going to find the first kill, the first blood of the semifinal. And we have this high ground advantage. Can it be used to actually take down enough members to get on top of that spike, which is counting down? So that is now the timer standing. And it seems like absolutely it will be enough time to defuse. Actually, very quick round. Quick to the plant and quick to the defuse.
Yeah, what a great retake there. And like you said, a little bit awkward going through that smoke and pushing through it with the Omen there, and didn't have the position down where the defenders were. Was expecting somebody to be coming through the door, and there were just 2 players sitting up at the corners looking at him, and then a couple of nice pickoffs from up on Heaven as well to be able to clear that out. Beautiful mechanics, and this is what we're talking about, a little bit of rank discrepancy there, and the mechanics to be able to get that retake.
Yeah, that is going to be a bit of the story here today, as our defending team is going to be that Lincoln Way East Griffins, and they are favored. They're coming in here favored. They got that seed, and they also have just above the average MMR of their opponents. But here we go, round number 2. Was that enough time to actually kind of get things figured out? I'm not so sure, but it looked like that Springfield Capitals are actually going to play it very differently. They're not going to just entirely bust into the A. Actually take a stance here that's quite not defensive is the right word, but it's going to scout. It's going to actually try to determine which way might actually be an opening. So far, not really finding any openings. Every which way they look, they have been denied access and are quickly down to a 4v3.
Yeah, and we talked about what were they going to do after, or what the teams were going to do after the first round victory, and you see for the side of Lincoln Way all buying those Spectres. We got a couple of shields up as well versus just the classics. Definitely a gun advantage, and you see already a person advantage and 2 incredibly low health bars are trying to get a rotation back around to A, but going to be met with it and another one picked off. It is just continuing to fall now out a 4-bagger for TJE.
Quickly done. And
good
not
effort,
totally
my friend.
unexpected for that second round to go the way of the defenders. They won the first round, but I would say that this third round, a little bit more of that real test. This is when I think that a lot of people can break when they lose it, because they've got some good guns. They have time to kind of learn their opponents a little bit, and then if they go on a 3-loss streak, that's when the mental might start to hurt a little bit. So this is a little more important than usual here for Springfield Capitals, as they do look to once again bunch up this time to hit B, but that is where all the Cypher utility is.
Yeah, it's got the scout and the dog coming out as well, and they know that they're over there. Taps able to get a wall bang there, but a couple of people coming around, and Jay just denying it immediately, and that's the gun advantage there, especially if they're able to pick up one of those Vandals. Going to be a huge play for not only the econ but also the gun game in this round.
We do have Jam the Omen trying to kind of come up from behind, make something happen. But will actually find that kill on Arcana, but still has to kind of wait out. Oh, jumping through, if it was possible, to be a little risky, as we have the Rays now searching for them. It's 3v3 situation. Anything can happen at this point, as we still have the defenders trying to hold on to B. So that is still the attackers very much has that in their sights. 3K here for Jay as they clear out that Omen on the backside. 3v2, and now it just kind of feels like that is a full stop. But with the spike there, I mean, what else is there to really do? Gonna try and pincer again? That's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be well. You also can say, hey, let's go ahead, if we can get one more, great. But we can at least save, and that's 5,000 credits worth of weapons they'll be able to get. But almost looking for an ace now is Jay. Picked up 4 of them now in a 3v1. C-Carrot would not surprise. We saw them just try to save, but got one. Looks high, knows where, and able to get 2 of them. It is a 1v1. Has the spike. Jay going for the ace. Gonna have to get the defuse as well, as that will just make it. Oh no, it didn't.
Oh man. Oh, that was so close. That was like literally a millisecond.
I thought for sure they had it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels so bad.
Dang.
Oh, that was a great play, though. And while there are no moral victories for C-Carrot, you gotta feel like that it gives them a little bit of confidence, able to get the double kill and almost get that spike planted in time, get them really going here moving forward.
Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, morale has been maybe improved, but hey, that was just so close. That would have been so clutch, man. That would have been popping off from the comms. That's what. Not to be so, but perhaps a little more of a again morale boosting rounds, because it actually started off, I would seem, very poorly, and then it just seemed to get from bad to worse. Spike stuck, but they kind of made something happen there, and now we have once again that's going back to a little more of a slow play, so slow fast from backers.
Yeah, just trying to get that information can be huge, and get a little bit of chip damage as well. Not necessarily have to get the headshots, just being able with those Vandals get a couple of taps within the chest and be able to pick up that kill. It just makes your target that much easier, as the C-Carrot with that Cypher in the smoke able to get a ton of information, but Rex going down anyway, even though they knew that they were there.
Spike down A.
Defenders once again stopping all of the little pokes and prods in their tracks. With a slower approach. Yami finally picking up one, but not able to do much more, and it is down to Jam, the Omen with the spike. Going to try and make his way over onto A, but there's quite a few people waiting, and actually one kind of sharking around the corner. Who's going to appear first? Obviously, Jam has to move with the spike, and they are at a very opportune moment.
10 seconds left.
Jay actually a little shocked by that, perhaps, but TG is there to pick it off, and the defenders now have that 4-0 lead.
Yeah, it was great patience there by Jam, hearing them go through the vents and coming up that rope, just being able to sit and wait. The satchel charge didn't blast them out. I feel like they knew where they were sitting there with that spike, with everyone converging on it and trying to get the satchel charge just to surprise them and be able to get the jump on them, but ended up bonking themselves in the face, and not only face planting into the wall, but also face planting into some rounds to go down. But with that 4-0, still getting those round bonus wins, still have plenty of econ and have a full buy on both teams. Looks like we are actually a little short on the shields on the defensive side, but with the way they've been playing, I don't think they're too concerned about it.
Not too concerns. There's also definitely been a pattern set by the Springfield Capitals, our attackers here right now, and that pattern really is to default and stack, and then we're on the stack portion again. At this time around, though, they're not going to try and push into B. Happened last time, almost resulted in that turnaround, that spike timing. Now they're actually going to rotate over. Fade actually headed over to A. Maybe going to give some information as to whether or not that is open. So far, it is not. The defending team sticking to their guns, sticking to their placement until they really need to move.
Yeah, and it seems like in the chaos, that's when Springfield's been able to pick off a couple of kills for Lincoln Way, them being able to set up on the defense and just be like, yep, we know where you are. We are going to trust. Oh, nicely done by TJE. We're going to trust our mechanic. We're going to trust that you have to push into us. We don't need to go out and make anything really happen. Left. You're going to have to be the aggressor, and when that happens, we're going to take you out.
Well, they have managed to, make some uncertainty for the defenders, but as they do manage to kind of breach through B, I don't even get to finish my sentence before they're actually all gone. So they kind of they step over the line with little toe, like little pinky toe, and then boom, 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 shot, and no progress was actually made.
Yeah, and it looked like a couple of we do have a timeout being called here on the attacking side, which I think this is a great place for this timeout. Going down 5-0, you need to get a round back. You really don't want to fall too far behind and only allow just 2 or 3 rounds on the attacking side to be able to take this map and move on to the grand final. So it's a great place for it. Figure out what's going on, because like you said, they've been doing a pattern. They've gone back and forth. They've rushed. They've played it slow, and nothing seems to be working. So it's a great time for the players, for the coach, to talk about what do we need to do? What's going wrong? Why are we not able to get these kills? Because it did look like there were a couple of just wall bang and being able to shoot through the smoke, shoot through the cipher cages, and pick off a couple. And I feel like their pushes with their utilities slightly disjointed.
Yeah, that's possibly one of the things that they are discussing, and making sure that there is a certain order here. A lot of them are very close to having all of their ults. C-Carrot's had it for a little bit, but not necessarily an ult that really pushes, right? It's an intel gathering one. So I wouldn't do too much with that, but perhaps now with Jam, the Omen, having their ult ready, and many just one kill or one orb away from actually getting it. There's definitely some
Where
should have tried to go for it. Executable plans. There we go.
Nailed it.
Be formulating. I speak for a living. It's true.
Yeah. Listen, English is hard.
It really is, man. It really is. But we do actually have a little bit of a split. I would say, they displayed some of this a little bit more during some of the midway parts of the rounds, kind of splitting up a little bit. When they decided not to go to B in the last round, for instance. But can they actually get one of those pickoffs that really opens up the opportunity? Because that's really, I think they've gotten 1 or 2, but then it didn't open up as much of an opportunity as they were hoping for. And well, right now they're not finding much headway, but they are deciding to actually push through here. Interesting decision, unless they're just bypassing and they actually do intend to go over more so to be. No, it's going to be through the middle. All right, waited that wall out. Now all going to push in. Counter is waiting. One already down. Second one. Nope, not going to grab it, but Jay was there to help out. Grabs one more for backing away. It's the time to call in the reinforcements. And here comes TGE. 2 down. A third one in their sights. Well, not if they're not blinded a little bit, but there you have it. Jay took them down, and that will be the 6-0.
His sights went down, but when you have 3 more teammates there ready for waiting to be able to pop out and take him out, definitely an easy finish for the side of Lincoln Way East. And you know, for the side of Springfield, now they have 3 ultimates up and available, and 2 of those are much needed utility and information gathering for the Omen and for the Cypher. I mean, Cypher, you do need that first kill to be able to target all of them, but for the Omen, just because you have the ultimate doesn't mean you necessarily have to teleport with it. Just using it, get some information, see where some are, or also feign with it. Hey, I'm gonna be teleporting B and we're gonna push A, or vice versa, to try and get a little bit of movement going to give you that opening that they so desperately need right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Consider. We do have Yami coming in here and actually considering the top of the heaven members there, and Yami's still on a bit of a tear. 3K so far. Can they find more? So far is the most promising round for Springfield Capitals. Can they actually finish it off? TV Taps did get a tap before actually getting tapped down, but that makes it a 3v1. Only TGE gonna stand between them and their first rounds, but 10 health. I mean, they have been very good in this game so far, but that's a lot to ask for, and somehow they didn't just get chased down right there.
Yeah, I don't think they know that only on 10 health definitely would have pushed a little bit harder there. But you know, with getting your first round and just sitting and waiting and not pushing too far, not even giving that opening for a potential huge clutch in a 1v3. I like the slow play. I like the just sit and wait, and we have this. Just don't do anything wrong. Don't do anything crazy. Pick it up. Let's get this first round, and let's get rolling.
You know, Yami and I forget who the second person was with them, but they were actually kind of entering in through mid, and you know, they could have caught the defenders over on A rotating, which I thought was going to be their plan. Didn't actually end up happening because they didn't really rotate that direction. But then it just turned into a nice kind of, you know, pinch. They're actually coming in on Heaven, able to take them down, open up the opportunity for their teammates coming through Garage. So that actually was, I think, really nicely done. It did cost them a few of their ults, but we still have 2 on the attacking side, 2 on the defending side as well. And let's see if that 1 round win can turn into more. Yeah,
and you really got to be concerned about for the side of the defense, Yami having that ult, having that rocket launcher, and being able to just absolutely cause mass chaos with raids, especially if they get them bottled back up mid. So we've seen plenty of fights through mid, and typically you're seeing those 3v3, 4v4 battle styles happen there. Just one good ultimate placement would be able to absolutely devastate Lincoln Way, but it looks like we're just having some more war of attrition, a little bit of pickoffs back and forth, as a little tap through the bang, or through the wall bang there, gonna take Omen down low, but still a 4v3, still easily can swing either way.
But now it's getting a little bit worse. This was a 1-for-1 there, and Yami's gonna do the wise thing and back away after throwing a actually much needed grenade. He's going to be able to move away, but unfortunately you kind of want the spike with you when you do that, so they are going to have to actually try and breach over here. There's no one waiting, and unfortunately that ultimate was, well, kind of wasted. I mean, it did, you know, kind of manage to make sure that they were pushed back far enough that perhaps a rotate over onto that A would work. Unfortunately it does not. Kind of, I think the defenders were kind of on to that possibility. They were preparing for that, already doing their own rotation, and they just kind of cleaned that up nice and tight.
Yep, they knew once that ultimate went down, and then sometimes having that ultimate doesn't necessarily mean you have to use it, just the threat of it. You see the difference after that ult was used, nobody was picked up. They're like, yep, we're good, we can stay together, we can make sure that we cover one another, we can get that. Even if we trade, we're up 3-2 right now, so let's just go for it, let's take them down, and we have no worry of getting double killed at this point.
Well, definitely broken by here for Springfield Capitals.
Spike
Just
down.
gonna try to
A.
make do with what they can. And there's gonna be a hit. A little bit of noise made by Yami in mid. Maybe they will also manage to catch someone crossing over if they do wait out that wall. Now they're gonna join up with the team. TGE is just up against literally everyone, so they do get taken down. Not able to trade at all. Well, I guess TTV Taps did go down. They were the one with the ult. Not sure they would have used this particular round
Oh,
to
no,
do
Rex!
so. Maybe if it was going better, but unfortunately it is not. Jay actually managed to find 3 with the paint shells, and that will be the defenders' 8th round on the board. I mean, we saw that one round of success, and it was promising, but then replicating that is proving challenging.
Yeah, and so poor TJ even the start of that round didn't know, but sitting in that smoke had that crosshairs on the head of 3 different players. As soon as it dropped, just well, hello there. Just instantly wrecked him, but doing enough damage, and that's again the key. Just being able to do a little bit of damage, and Jay being there to clean it up, also getting the extra grenade kill as well. Unfortunate for Rex dropping down there and being like, "Yeah, I got the spike, guys," and that's gonna explode. Okay, bye, guys. Just again, seems like their timing is off.
A little bit. Unfortunately, the Seekers are not particularly worthwhile. I mean, all the noise, all the aggression had been through mid. They knew that there was already a couple of people waiting for them. And even though it was only a couple, they're having extreme difficulty actually getting through. Just the angle's too good for the defenders. Jay even kind of rockets on in here, looking for that kill, gonna find it. Jam goes down to the 3K for Jay. Make that a 4K and a flawless for Lincoln Way East Griffins, who are, frankly, dominating this semifinal.
Yeah, and it's really off of the back. TJE had some good rounds, but Jay with a 20-2 so far, really carrying this team. And when you look at the rankings of the Diamond 3, it's what you'd expect from it. Again, it's what we were talking about early at the start of this match. The mechanics of the players versus the tactical skills. And I can't fault any of the tactics of either team. It's just a lot of it has been TJE and Jay with the accuracy, with the weapons, and getting that econ rolling to be able to just snowball through these first 10 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they kind of are, they're one-man holds, it's really making this feel almost unfair. You have an almost entire group trying to break through, and they're not able to do so. They were able to do so once over on A, but even when it's a 4 or 5v2 or 1 situation, you can see the attackers have difficulty. Kind of once again, very shyly looking to approach mid. And, well, their shyness actually might be kind of a good mental tactic here. A little bit of a mind game if they're really patient. We do have 2 defending members actually moving over A to A, thinking there might be a rotate, but nope, pushing on through the mid. After a couple of seconds of waiting, Jay does back off, very appropriately so. Now he's going to try and get those kills. Finds 2 immediately and is able to actually play again when the rest of the teammates come in. Make that 3. Oh my good gosh. They're going to get another 4K? They might, actually. 3v2 situation as the attackers do set their sights on A, but Ferris was on top of this intention, and they're taking them down. Oh, Jam will open up an opportunity to get the spike plant. Couple extra credits in their pocket, but can they get more than that?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult with only just a single toe tap going to take them down. They're going to trip and fall over at this point if anything happens to them, but still getting that spike planted, still giving themselves a chance. And that's the biggest thing is they just need a chance right now. But Jay and Flame walking together and just making so much noise trying to disrupt where they're going, what are they going to be doing? And you see Jam playing this very well. A fake defuse. Now is going to go ahead and try and stick it. Tries to get the wall bang, but Flame backed away in time, and Jay there for the kill.
Yeah. Unfortunately, such a difficult scenario. There really wasn't many ways to play that much better. I mean, a 2v1 situation, when you, as you said, you just fall over and you're dead, what are you really going to do? You're going to have to hope that they kind of mess that up. Don't really play together, basically. They just try and go for the kills, which... It was not the case. They played together, and then, yes, that ended with Yami getting, or, sorry, Jay getting the 4K, but because of teamwork. So, last round before the swap, but it'd be a swap potentially at 11-1 if this does not go Springfield Capital's way. That would be very, very tough.
Yeah, and they're already in a tough position, but again, every round matters at this point. You see the ultimates getting thrown out immediately. You're seeing a real quick push trying to happen. Just sitting back and waiting, linking away. They're like, "Yep, you go ahead, use your ultimates. That's fine with us. We don't really care. You still have to push into us." But Omen, with that TP behind, does pick up one. See if he's able to get any more and cause a disruption with the flank.
It looks like they've opened up space enough to actually get that plant. We have a little bit of carnage up in tower, and that is going to result in a 4v2 situation where the 4 alive are, in fact, the attackers. Again, another promising round here. They could put another point on the board. 3v2 now as they get set up. The spike has been planted, and now that is the alternative win condition, which the attackers definitely looking for every possibility to win here, and they do find it. So the team ace, nicely done. Team coordination coming together to stop it from being, 11-1. It is still 10-2, however, and that's a long way to come back.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, if they did it on the defensive side, why can't we? And that's what you gotta have in the back of your mind if you are Springfield, just being able to set up on that defense and run 10 rounds yourself, and try to get this thing tied up and send it into potential overtime. I mean, technically can still win here on the defensive side, but running 11 rounds against what we have seen out of both Jay and TJE with their accuracy, with their weapon skills, is going to be incredibly difficult. And TJE is something that I gotta highlight as well, because TJE sitting in a silver 3 rank right now, playing incredibly well this round. Jay's really been carrying, but that just shows that rank doesn't mean everything. Just being on point, being on target means a ton.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Well, we'll see if the attackers are better defenders. Again, Springfield Capitals need to start getting a lot of rounds in a row, and it kind of starts here. We have the spike being planted because we'll breach into A, and a 4v3 situation. It can still happen, though. And we have the defenders looking to, I guess, decide how they're going to retake, kind of figuring things out. They are on a bit of a timer, but they needed to figure things out first and foremost, then execute. Can they actually do it? Unfortunately, yeah, it was a trade at the very least, but now 2v1. And that spike drawing ever closer to actually detonating. Just Jam, waiting, hopefully picking someone off. Gonna try and take a high ground approach here. And actually, Jay was gonna be in their sights. They go after TGE, and then they go after Jay. They get both, but with not enough time to defuse.
Yeah, again, there are no moral victories, but the moral victory being able to get both of those. Great accuracy there by Jam, getting himself a little bit of money, and should be able to match with some of the purchases. And you see the buys coming out on both sides. We're seeing the shotguns, we're seeing the subbies, we're seeing everything. Both teams are realizing how close it is to victory and defeat, and just being like, listen, we can't save. Let's do it right now. Rip off that band-aid and see if we can't get on a streak, because it's even now or never.
Yeah, exactly. I said that the last round is kind of the start, because then you're going to be forced to buy every single time, knowing that you're on death's door. That's not ever going to be comfortable. And sometimes when you do have these types of buys, you see a lot of aggression coming out from those with the subpar weapons. But actually, still playing it nice and kind of safe. Every corner, every attack avenue covered. However, we have one now opened up here, thanks to the Cypher. Flame Doge. I'm actually going to rejoin with the team, as it does seem to be an A hit. Something that the defenders are, seemingly picking up on. And another defender bites the dust. The attackers are looking to grab their 4th. Taking it nice and slow. Moving up into the tower. Using a decent bit of utility to actually make sure that the tower is clear. Gecko thing is so funny. There's just one person defending right now, and they might want to go ahead and back away, wait for the rest of their team.
Yeah, you see them backing off there into vents, just sitting and waiting like, hey, we know where they are. Let's regroup if we have to retake. And you look at how low the health bars are for Lincoln Way as well. Incredibly low on the Cypher, even with the heal. Still low as well, but 2 full health bars there. Another heal does come out, and just sitting and biding their time, being able to get that full heal out. And now it has shifted back over to the attackers, but they are going to have to plant relatively soon, which does, if timing is right, make it retake a little bit easier, because that gives you that 3v3 if someone's just sticking the plant.
10 seconds left.
I really like that Rex backs away like that, you know, making sure that it is still a 3v4 situation as opposed to that 2v4. That was a possibility, especially as Rex actually grabs Flame Doge right there. We have a lot of carnage in the back of the sights. We've traded out, and now it is a 2v2 situation. Make it a 2v1. The defenders, enough time to go for that defuse as well. Yami doing wonderfully there with the help of Sea Carrots, and they are not down and out of this game quite yet.
Yeah, and being able to pick up a couple of nice weapons. We got a Bulldog is picked up there by Yami at the end. Doesn't have to spend a whole lot of credits. Can just go ahead and get some shields and be completely fine here. As you see over on the side of Lincoln Way, they just have pistols and no shields. This is a huge opportunity for Springfield to get on a roll. So we talked about spending all their credits last round and losing that round puts you in a deep hole. Now, again, they do have an 8-round advantage, so they will have time to gather it back up, but momentum is a huge thing here and can really start to go awry.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely important, but yeah, the Lincoln Way has opportunities to go ahead and save and play things out calmly, even experiment a little bit to see if something succeeds. They're going to go ahead and rush in, and there wasn't a lot of opposition right there. Now all the attack paths are finding themselves in duels. And we have 3-on-3, both sides capable of winning this one. Rex takes out another, however, making things a little bit easier, but Flame Dodge quick to return the favor. Spike is planted. We've got injured parties on the defending side. Just Ferris, however, is left on the attack. Playing around that spike timing, I'm sure. And oh, two very injured people line up for the shot. Ferris thanking them for that. And that is now match point.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Sea Carrot ended up being a collateral. It was a wall bang through a person on the kill feed, so that just incredibly unfortunate. They knew where they were. I'm not sure if they realized that they had gone back there and picked up a weapon or not, and just both players rushing together in line. Could have played a little bit slower. One of them could have wrapped around. I think that was just a little bit of a panic play by them. They're like, hey, it's a 2v1. We need to go. We need to get to the spike defuse. We need to do it right now. And they had a little bit more time than I feel like they thought they did. And unfortunate for them, but great play to pick up that clutch. And now just a round away from the grand finals.
And charging on into B sites. Jam tries to stop it, is able to pick off one. We have some action over on A as well, actually, as now everyone regroups together. The spike is down, needs to be picked up. Orkana's going to clear some people out before doing so, knowing that, I guess they do know that Sea Carrot is there. I suspect someone is. Now, they're a little trapped. It's looking a little bit like a horror movie until their buddy shows up, and it's too late, unfortunately. Sea Carrot takes them down, but Flame Doge versus Sea Carrot. Let's see who actually is the better cipher, as we have a reveal. It's going to make it easier for one person. And this is actually quite tight. That spike still has not been planted. It is just the 1v1. Who is going to win out? It is going to be the defenders holding the line on 12. 12-4 it is.
Sea Carrot, well done. Had the ultimate. Said, listen, again, do or die. You cannot drop another round, so just going ahead and dropping that, putting the opposition in a tough place. And Sea Carrot wrapping around. Well done, using the audio cues as well. Knew that he had dropped down and just being able to, like, listen, you're either going to run out of this and I'm going to see you, or you're going to back away and I'm just going to start blasting that box. That wood ain't going to protect you too much, and I have 30 bullets to throw.
Now Springfield Capitals have a fairly comfortable buy. It's a little mixed, but certainly better than Lincoln Way. And they really have been making a lot more promising rounds. Just unfortunate that it took so long to do so, because they still have quite the mountain to climb here to really make a comeback happen. They are certainly showing signs of life. A little momentum picked up as well. They do have Lincoln Way able to open up a spot here on A. The Sheriff from Arcana doing quite well. And I think that spike will be planted relatively soon. They're actually holding on to that. They're just setting up, taking some angles, waiting for the defenders to move on over and hoping to pick them off. Already worked well for Jam, looking to grab another one. Actually not able to do so. TJ with the Sheriff. Again, good shots there. And we have some carnage here. It's not really favoring the defenders much at all. Only one is left over. TTV taps. Can they do it? 5 health in a dream. And not a very good gun. with that dream,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
so, putting themselves a little bit of deficit. Did hold out for that rocket, just going on by. A little bit of a butt glitch moment, but has to go and has to go now. Good luck, Taps.
Yeah. And that will be it. There's really nothing to do there at that point, but they gave it a good old college try. And that'll be it for the first semifinal. We do have Lincoln Way East Griffins winning out. They were the top seed, had some really standout players, but I'm really happy that Springfield Capitals actually got to show what they can do, especially on the attacking side. I think we did see some cohesion, just missing out on some of the duels, and maybe, as you were talking about, a little mistimed on some of the utilities, but I mean, it ended up being a funner game, of course, than 13-0, which I'm very happy about. And some of the rounds actually were quite close, too. So 13-4 maybe isn't totally representative. But yeah, the number 1 seed does take the victory.
Yeah, and looking at the scoreboard as well, you see Jay went 29-7, also had 7 assists, but had 0 first bloods in those 17 rounds. Arcana really being that entry fragger, being able to pick up 4 of those, but really a lot of the first bloods were on the side of Springfield. They were getting the first kill, but huge props to Lincoln Way of being able to get those trades and making it a 2-for-1. They might not have gotten that first blood, but Jay was there being able to clean up, and even as more people are rounding the corner, just keeping their aim on sight and keeping it consistent. But also huge props, again, I talked about it a little bit, but TJE, a silver 3 player, coming in and being the second fragger in the game, in the entire lobby, with other golds, plats, and diamonds in the lobby with them. An absolutely outstanding performance by them, and looking forward to see if they're able to carry that in the grand finals.
That's very true. They're heading into a best-of-3 grand finals. Their opponents yet to be determined, as we will be heading into the second semifinal very soon. They get to kind of chill, relax, take a break, and of course watch their potential next opponent and how they do play. I believe that's actually getting set up right now, so it shouldn't be too much of a break between semifinals. But first of all, before we actually head over to that break, big thank you again to Mountain for providing that prize pool here today. Some peripherals, check them out, !Mountain. But now we'll go ahead and take that break. When we come back, it is another best of 1 semifinals.